Most service businesses have been burned by a marketing agency at least once in their career, and I'm not going to pretend that's not true. Instead, I'm going to show you exactly why it happens and what you should be looking for instead. So let's get right in. The flat retainer model is broken, and I'm going to show you exactly why it is broken. This is a random company, and as you can see, they're charging $4,500 a month. And the problem with this is not that they're charging $4,500 a month, it's that you're paying this company whether your phone rings or not. 1,000 leads come through the door, $4,500. 20 leads come through the door, you're still paying them $4,500. The other problem with this is that agencies get paid on the first of the month, regardless of the results. And my question for you, and I want you to actually ponder on this, is where is their incentive to perform after month one? There really isn't one. And what you see most oftentimes is by the first month, they're all over it. Obviously, you just paid them. They want to make you super happy. By month two, they're copy and pasting creatives. By month three, here's another account they glance at on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. So they don't really care. The ad that they made for you, common times you'll see that they ran for another company in a different city or different state. All they did was swap the logo and call it a custom ad. Majority of times, the agencies that run off straight retainers have little to no knowledge about your city or the nuances that make your ads actually perform well in your town, like certain things going on, demographic of the people in your town compared to someone in Miami versus someone in a small town in Nebraska, like where I'm from. Not to mention, even when the ads do work, there's no actual system to convert these leads. Most time you're going to see them send them to a Meta lead center, which anyone knows is absolutely terrible. No instant follow-up, no CRM, no text back. The lead filled out the form, you had no idea the lead even came in, you waited a day to call the lead because you had no idea it came in, and then they hired the next guy. As far as reporting goes with most of these agencies, is they're going to send you a PDF with impressions, click-through rates, maybe cost per lead. Cool story. How many jobs did that turn into? What is your client acquisition cost? What is your close rate? What's the total revenue generated? They don't know, and they genuinely don't care because you already paid them the retainer. As long as you're just getting by, getting a small ROI, then they're happy. And if you come to them with any problem, you're going to say, oh, that's on you. Oh, that's in the sales process. Oh, that's in the closing. No, that's why I run this model. It's called the performance floor model, and I'm going to show you exactly why our incentives are your incentives. So the way it works is every client is on a 20% revenue share with a $1,500 performance floor. Basically, if 20% of your revenue only comes to $1,000, you still owe $1,500. That's the floor, our minimum to keep the lights on and keep the business moving. If 20% comes to $1,600, you owe $1,600, and the revenue share takes over. No ceiling, just a base floor to keep our business moving and our lights on. We guarantee a base, but we're incentivized to blow past it. So the more revenue we drive you, the more money we actually make. And the reason this works is because we have a direct interest in growing your business as big as possible, because the more we grow your business, the more money we make, which is still a fraction of the revenue we're generating. Your old agency got the same check, whether they drove you $50,000 or $10,000. These agencies have no incentive to actually scale your business. No reason to be better than the bare minimum, so they get that same $2,500 retainer every month. In all reality, they don't actually give a fuck, and we do, which is why we build a system, not just a campaign. Our reputation and cash flow depend on your success. So the system we build is an ad to a capture page, to an instant follow-up, into the CRM pipeline, and then you close the job. Most agencies do box 1 and stop. Boxes 3 and 4 are actually where the money is made or lost, which is why we harp so big on those and optimize daily. And I can single-handedly say that the biggest success to non-success when running ads on Meta is going to be speed to lead. If it takes you a day to respond, your returns are going to suck. So what I do to make sure that we respond in 5 minutes, because responding in 5 minutes makes it 21 times more likely for you to close the deal. How do I do that? It's very simple. A lead comes in, we send an automation that calls your phone, you pick up the call, you press a button on the call, it calls the lead, merges the call, and then you close the lead. So there's no reason that you should not be calling every single lead that comes in, because you're literally getting a call. And next I'm going to show you a real client case study with a client of ours of how we did this for them and the returns that they got. This is a lighting company out of Omaha. Hound is Hound Lighting. Hound Lighting came to us running completely on word of mouth and referrals. Some months were really good for them. Some months the phone didn't ring at all. They had no ad system, no CRM, no follow-up. If a lead called while they were on a roof, yes, the lead literally just sat there. To show you the numbers that we generated, it's actually pretty crazy. What we built for them was a direct response Meta ad campaign, not boosted posts, a specific offer with a specific audience and a specific action. And this is the actual ad itself. You can see here, we direct headline, calling it out, sub-headline, telling them what it is. We have 4 objection handlers. So the objections are already handled before they even get on the phone with them. And then a big CTA, get a free quote, click here. And then what we do is send them to the Meta lead form, which qualifies them with conditional logic. So it kicks tire kickers out of the form, sends the high quality leads through. And once they get through, we send them to a dedicated landing page, not their website. This dedicated landing page has one job. to capture the lead and close the consultation where Hound actually goes, sits down with them, sells them their lighting. After that, the lead comes directly into your high-level pipeline, you'll see here, where your phone gets a call, merges with the lead, and you set the appointment or close. This is exactly what I was talking about here. Automation that calls your phone, you press a button, call the lead, merges the call, close the lead. As far as even when the lead gets into high level, every lead is tagged by sources, dropped into the pipeline, so nothing dies, and everything is automatically followed up with. And now I'm going to show you guys the actual numbers. So this is the ad we ran, and these are the numbers. As you can see, there was $16 cost per lead, $40 daily budget. They spent $1,300 total on ad spend and had a total ROAS of $42,000 and an average order value of $3,821.81. So for every $1 that they put into this, they made $32 back, which is honestly a pretty crazy return. And exactly why it worked is because they had consistent leads every single day. They weren't sitting here waiting on referrals. They had really dialed speed to lead, which meant they were the first to respond every single time. They had super dialed follow-up sequences. So the follow-up sequences worked cold leads until they booked or until they said no and were like, genuinely stop texting me, stop calling my phone. And because we're on RevShare, we were optimizing every single day. So no matter what part of the system we were at, we were optimizing every single day, checking up weekly, seeing where we could do better, because even if the ad needs help, we're optimizing because we have a direct interest in the success of this company, because we get 20% of all revenue that we generate. So it's almost a no-brainer for us to work our tails off to give them the best return possible, because the better return that I get them, the better return that I'm going to get as far as cash into my business. Last thing I'm going to show you is what to watch out for versus what to look for when hiring a marketing company. I don't care if it's me or someone else. These are the things that you need to be watching out for and the things that you need to look for. Let's get right into it. Red flags. As far as pricing, if they're running a flat retainer, I've been harping on this the whole time. They're getting the same check whether the phone rings or not. No matter the job that they do for you, they're getting the same exact check compared to someone that's running a performance floor model or a rev share model. They only win when you win. Long story short, look for someone who is only getting paid when you're getting paid. As far as industry knowledge, this is more so market knowledge. If they can't name a single competitor in your space, they don't understand the nuanced details about your specific market that's going to make you do better, then you're literally just another account. And if they can't tell you those things, then you should probably leave. Someone that knows your market, knows your margins, knows your busy season, knows your average job size, knows everything about your company and everything about the market, the specific zip codes, the cities that are the most wealthy, the nuanced details about what's going on in the specific time frame of the month that are running ads. You can obviously tell that that's someone who knows all that, cares about your company, and they're going to want to make your company grow. I know what they actually build. We run your ads, that's it, no CRM, no follow-up, no pipeline. You would think that this would be common sense to not work with someone that literally just runs the ad. That's someone called like a media buyer. You can pay a media buyer $50 a week to do it, and it's gonna be decent, but at the end of the day, you're not going to close as much as someone who has a full system, ads, landing page, capturing the leads, and either building value or getting them to book a consultation immediately. Instant follow-up, whether that's text, call, into the CRM pipeline, and then automated sequences, follow-up sequences to make sure that this lead is getting hit multiple times and they're getting closed. As far as reporting, if someone is sending you a monthly PDF with impressions, clicks, cost per lead, it looks pretty, but it means absolutely nothing. You honestly, as a business owner, should not care about impressions, clicks, and CPL. As a business owner, you should be able to want to see every single lead that comes in, every stage, every dollar. What is my client acquisition cost? How much revenue am I generating versus how much does it cost me to acquire a client? Those are the metrics as a business owner that you need to be focusing on. You should not care about the impressions, clicks, and cost per lead. And this is something I think cost per lead is honestly irrelevant. Like I want to know, how much does it cost us to acquire the client in the right spot? No, optimize that, and how much revenue are we actually generating versus what they track. Only metric, this is exactly what I was talking about. Only metric they know is cost per lead. A $5 lead that goes nowhere is worthless. You need a marketing agency that is going to track the cost per lead, cost per book job, so the cost per client acquisition, and the cost per closed deal, and your total return on ad spend, so you know everything, which we do with a live dashboard through High Level. As far as follow-up and back-end selling systems, this is pretty much goes hand in hand with these companies that literally just run your ads. That's it. No CRM, no follow-up, no pipeline. Lead fills out a form. That's where their job ends. What happens next is your problem. I'm telling you, close rate is going to be terrible. Even getting people on the phone is going to be terrible compared to someone who runs a model or funnel where a lead fills out a form, they get a text in 60 seconds, email in 2 minutes, call within 5 minutes, and they have systems to make that happen. Not just someone who says, yeah, this only happens if you text them in 60 seconds, you email them in 2 minutes, and you call them within 5 minutes, because you're a business owner. You have other higher leverage things to be doing than sitting here calling every single lead that comes in within 2 minutes. Okay, and then the test, ask how many leads turned into paying jobs last month, and then go silence. A marketing agency that knows what they're doing and is in your best benefit, ask the same question, but they pull it up in 10 seconds because everything is being tracked. When you're running ads, you can't run ads successfully without accurate data, and if you don't have accurate data, then how are you going to optimize correctly? So then those are the things you should watch out for and the things you look for when hiring a marketing company. If you're a service-based business owner who's been burned before and you want to understand what a real performance-based model looks like, work with someone who only gets paid when you get paid. There will be a link in the description for you to book a call. You can also go check out my Instagram. It's at CXRSONHALL, and you'll see some other value on there, as well as you can DM me and book a call, whatever. But I hope this can help you out. Yeah, get after it. Keep going.